Hi there everyone and welcome back to Hive City Hobby, and as promised today we are going through the Adeptus Custodes codex with two brand new faces. Over here we've got Russell, or as we like to call him, the Russ Stalker.
How's it going, guys?
And to my left is the two-time Australian best ITC guard player in the country, Adam Camilleri.
How you doing?
Alright guys, so what do you guys think about the Adeptus Custodes book? Just your initial thoughts.
So I reckon it's pretty strong. It's probably the strongest elite army we've got at the moment, but it's a bit limited in its unit choices, and it's really CP thirsty, I reckon. It's got
CP as in command point.
As a command point.
Okay,
yeah. What about you, Russ?
Well, I like an elite army, and this is the way to go if you want to do it. You've got high strength, high toughness, easy to hit, easy to wound, and speed if you want it. Again, the only downside I see is getting those command points and the cost of them.
Yeah. For me, it's like a wargamer's dream come true. Custodes have been like that army that's always been kind of out of reach for the hobbyist, and now the models are just absolutely incredible. Games Workshop, in my personal opinion, they've been a little bit on a tangent with some of their new aesthetics with the 8th edition models.
Yeah, it's getting a little cartoony, isn't it? And stuff.
Yeah. Well, some people like that, and if that's the aesthetic they're going for, that's great. But the aesthetic that they've done with the Custodes stuff, they've nailed. I'm like, Forge World nailed it last year with their Inferno stuff. Games Workshop have nailed it again with their stuff in plastic. Like, it's just it's incredible. And when I saw the models come out, I thought, I have to do this army, regardless of how effective they are. I'm going to have to do them. So that's how it's going to look for me this year, I think. Nice and gold. Yeah,
I agree. I reckon the range is phenomenal. The only two things that really let down would be the Land Raider and the Contemptor. If they had but
there's ways around that.
Yeah, if you want to use like a Land Raider Proteus from Forge World as your venerable Land Raider, and of course there's the two Forge World.
Yeah, I'm sure they're coming. I'm sure they're coming.
And if they don't get
the two Custodes Contemptors,
just use those as the ones in this book, and your army will look mint across the board.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I'm afraid of. People have these amazing looking infantry and bikes, and then there's just this kind of manky dud looking Contemptor there, and it'll just kind of
it's detracting.
It is.
Yeah, and you want that aesthetic cohesiveness to your army. Well, at least we do in our armies. So without further ado, we're going to get on to the main sort of special rules of the army and how they work in Battleforge coming up next. Alright, so guys, just having a look at some of the army special rules now. We aren't going to delve too deep into the statistics of every single choice in the codex. If you want to go and find that information, there's plenty of stuff out there on the internet now, or you could just buy the book yourself. But what we will be talking about is the special rules, how they're going to interact with the army and the choices that you've got in the codex, as well as some synergies and strategies that you can use with the army's relics, stratagems, and everything else combined. So we're going to give you that sort of perspective. It's not going to be a page-by-page review, so to speak. So first up, we've got the army special rules. Adam, do you want to take us through what they have?
So the first one, so what every one of these guys comes with, everything the army comes stock with, 5+ invulnerable save.
Excellent.
And, which is just Aegis of the Emperor. And pretty self-explanatory, but further to that, in addition, you get a 6+ essentially feel no pain against mortal wounds in the psychic phase. So that gives you some defense against what could have been perceived as one of the big weaknesses of this book, which would have been the smite spam or mortal wound spam in the psychic phase.
That's right. I mean, mortal wounds in the psychic phase, now that the beta rules are out and they're going to be introduced into the game later in the year, it's going to mean that it's going to be harder for multiple psychics to cast smite in a turn. Does give you that 16% chance that you'll save a couple of mortal wounds in the psychic phase.
Well, you think about it like this: if your basic custodian's got 3 wounds, yeah, and if someone's casting a smite and they roll that 5 or a 6, you've got 3 chances to roll a 6, and you've got across that, if you were to average it out with min-maxing the averages, you've got about a 50% chance to save one of those. which will keep that custodian alive. That one guy will stay alive.
Yeah.
It is good. However, mortal wounds don't just come in the psychic phase.
Absolutely.
So
that's completely true.
Outside of that, you've got some problems.
Yeah. Things like Death Guard. Yeah,
Tyranids,
yeah.
Some of the Forge Roll guns, they just do mortal wounds.
Soul burners.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to have some problems there. But a 6-hour's better than nothing.
Absolutely. Better than slap in the face with a fish.
Exactly. Anything else?
So that's it for just the basic abilities. So if you were to just take your Custodes in like a soup detachment or non-battle forged, that's what you get.
That's what you get.
If you take them battle forged, you also get the Emperor's Chosen, which gives you a +1 to your invulnerable save to a maximum of 3+. So
this is on all infantry, bikers, and characters.
It's everything.
Everything.
So no, it's going to be anything. It's going to be anything that holds that rule. So that's everything in the book other than the Contemptor and the Land Rover.
Correct. That's correct. So already there, you're getting essentially a 4+ invulnerable save across the board for everything that's not a vehicle.
They just got a whole lot better.
They just got a bit better. So even if you're facing stuff, the Ren 3 against your plasma guns, melter guns, you got a 50-50 just, nah, didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Now, further to that, you've got Sworn Guardians. And this essentially is OBSEC. But where this gets different is that you're giving it, like with the +1 invulnerable save, you're giving it to all infantry bikers in Adeptus Custodes detachments. So that's HQs.
That's good.
That's your crazy biker lance guys. So that's once again everything that's not a vehicle.
Yeah.
So, and that really bridges the gap between where this army can fall down. So if you've got one Custodian HQ charges into 5 Devastators on an objective, usually those Devastators having 5 models will hold it over them. And now that HQ has OBSEC. So even if it doesn't kill anybody...
Yeah, I think it's they're rules that really make the army what they need to be in the game, but it's also representative of their fluff too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the Golden Warriors, there's 10,000 of them, but they're an army within themselves, each individual one.
Yeah.
As if they couldn't tactically hold an objective over some Space Marine gun pig scrub. You know what I mean?
Well, and there's a huge fluff in this book about how they're not just warriors, they're diplomats.
Yeah,
correct. They're artists. They're sculptors.
They're musicians.
Yeah.
The idea of like a room full of Custodians playing flutes just flying.
Well, I mean, think about it. They've just been hanging around the palace for 10,000 years. What do you think they were doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Sitting around playing flutes, man.
Getting all greased up. So, what do you reckon about that, Russ, about the OBSEC and everything?
Well, I'll tell you what. The ability to take a shield captain on a bike and go mine is insane. And if you see, once you see some of the combos we'll come up with, that gets even better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. And like I touched on before, they need it to basically compete in the game. That 4+ invuln, keep them hanging around a little bit longer, but the OBSEC is really what they need in order to start winning missions. Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, even if you were to take a full 2,000 point Custodes detachment and try your best to take as many bodies as possible, in every game you're going to be outnumbered like 4-1.
Yeah.
So that OBSEC really breaches a hell of a lot of the gap in that.
Yeah.
But maybe not by wound count though.
Yeah, probably not by wound count, but by model count, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's it for the special rule. We'll be back with the stratagems, or the best of the stratagems, and we'll talk about that next. Welcome back to the stratagem part of the review now, guys. Anything you'd like to mention straight off the bat, Russ?
Well, I think the stratagems are where this army is going to be the best and the worst. The best because I think this is the best set of stratagems I've seen in an army yet.
Holy crap!
Absolutely the best.
They are so good.
And why do you think I think it's also the worst part?
Because it's very hard for them to get enough of them.
Man, you're going to get 6 and you're going to be wanting to pop 2 instantly and use them all. It's insane how good they are. So just like right from the start, you've got the same thing the Eldar has is in the Webway Strike, the same thing the Thousand Suns has, the Webway Strike, but in this one it's called From Golden Light They Came. And simply you just teleport.
They came and then they came again on their enemies.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That's it. So to me, that's one of the best things you can do. I personally would be doing that every time. Probably with maybe a Vexilla, with a standard, drop some Terminators down.
Yep.
And make sure they're -1 to hit.
Nice. Well, Termies get from Golden Light as standard, so you don't need to even spend a command point.
That's actually true. Yeah. Oh, actually, in saying that, you can have
The Alaris
Terminator.
Custodians for those playing at home. Well, we just call them Terminator.
You can actually have the Vexilla with a Praetor with Vexilla anyway.
Yep.
So unnecessary, but there's plenty of uses for it. You can put bikes up the board. You can put anything up the board. I like my deep striking. Anyway, so the next stratagem we're going to look at will be
Unflinching, which is kind of under the radar, I think.
Yeah.
It's 1 CP to play, and it enables your unit that's being charged to Overwatch on a 5+. When they shoot, and it's good. It's good. They've got. If you're running a big bike blob, I don't want to use the word Death Star.
Really try not to.
Golden Star. You've got, anywhere between 60 to 120 rapid fire bolter shots that are hitting on 2s. If there's a shield captain nearby, you're re-rolling 1s and you're 5s to hit. I mean, you're going to mint stuff on Overwatch.
So we were talking about this before, and if someone was to run like a big squad of bikes, the only thing your opponent could do to not have those bikes jump and just start surgically cutting away the important bits of your army is to try and charge them with things. Like try and charge, a bunch of conscripts, big blob of termagants, hormagants, gene stealers, things like that, to tie them down. So at least, even if they do get to fly away and shoot, they're not, running away, killing your knights, killing your HQs, just knocking away all your synergy. But then all of a sudden
they're charging something themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Or then all of a sudden those hurricane bolters are hitting on 5s.
Starts getting scary.
Starts getting really scary. You start going, oh god, these 30 termagants, they are not going to make it through this one.
Yeah.
And so you start giving your opponents questions about what they're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's under the radar in there, but I think it's good. The other ones that I also want to touch on, they've got 2 grenade stratagems.
Yeah.
Let me just find what they are. There's the Tanglefoot grenade, which says use this stratagem at the beginning of your opponent's movement phase or charge phase. Choose an enemy unit within 12 inches of an Adeptus Custodes infantry unit from your army and roll a d6. Your opponent must reduce that unit's movement characteristics or charge distance by that result until the end of the phase. It doesn't affect units with the fly keyword, but
amazing.
Holy crap. 1 command point.
So
D6 off your movement, D6 off your charge, depending on when you use it.
What we're seeing in the game a lot is things like this, the deep strike stratagem. People are coming down with 30 bloodletters,
berserkers,
20 berserkers, gene stealers are moving and charging, trying to get across the board, and then you're like, nah, D6 off that. And if they have a 9-inch charge, like they're trying to roll that 9, and you take 4 inches off it, that's actually impossible. They can't charge you.
Yeah.
They can no longer make that charge.
It even hurts the Corn Blood Banner.
Absolutely. Yeah, even if you've got that 3d6, you're essentially knocking one of those 6s out and making it back to 2d6 charge.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It is priceless.
It's so flexible as well.
It is.
It's really flexible. It's movement phase or charge phase.
Because Custodes are so elite, it's the type of defense that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to get down.
Because it's got this compounding effect of, you can't charge and I get to survive another turn, but next turn you'll get eaten. And that's why it's so freaking good. The other one is the concussion grenades for 1 command point, and that's only on the Alaris Terminators. And what this does is completely amazing as well. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase when choosing a unit of Alaris Custodians from your army to attack. At the end of the phase, the ballistic grenade launchers have an AP characteristic of 0, and infantry units that are hit by these attacks are stunned until the end of your turn. So what that means is they cannot fire Overwatch.
But that's just hit, not wounded as well.
That's correct. They cannot fire Overwatch, and your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls made for the unit. Amazing. That is absolutely amazing. With the ability to split fire, right? You've automatically got from Golden Light on the Terminators, deep strike them down. You've set up a charge elsewhere on the board with another unit that turn. Split fire 1 grenade launcher. Click. Hits on a 2+. Bang. They're out of action.
You know where that's big. You did. So let's say you deep strike those Terminators down, and you verse something like a Gilliman gun line with like 3 or 4 units of Devastators. They're all got rerolls to hit and they've all got rerolls to wound. And they're still only 6s, but all you can do is you drop that one, dunk, 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 dunk. is thinking you'll get a hit. None of them can fire Overwatch, and you can multi-assault that entire backline, that entire firebase without fear now, and that's huge. That's a big psychological play for your opponent as well.
It's one command point.
I know.
You'd be crazy not to take Terminators and use it.
Yeah.
You'd be absolutely
I
bananas.
think one thing we're seeing is that the Terminators are going to be the core of your army. They do too much.
Well, they've got about 3 or 4 unique stratagems which are priceless in terms of Custodes army synergy.
So a lot of people have been yelling and hollering about the bikes being so phenomenal.
They are phenomenal.
They are, absolutely. There's no denying they're phenomenal. But it looks like all the synergy is built mostly around the Terminators. Like the Terminators get the better part of the stratagems, they get the better part of most of what's good in this book. I mean, the bikes are just incredible like themselves. They don't need much to just chuck them on the board, they're going to do what they do. But if you're wanting to build synergy and layers into your army, it looks like the Terminators are the way to go.
Yeah, they are. And they've got 3 or 4 stratagems they can just pluck and they help the army so much. Indomitable Guardians. Adam, do you want to talk about this one?
Yes. Okay, so this one is kind of a sleeper. You wouldn't see it for what it is.
Yeah.
So Indomitable Guardians. Use this stratagem in your opponent's fight phase after an enemy unit has fought. Choose an Adeptus Custodes unit that has been 3 of an objective, that marker, and that unit can now fight next.
So if you're within 3 inches of an objective, you could interrupt for 1 command point.
Not 2, like everyone else, 1. And that's where this is the difference. People would have just
baller.
Maybe not have seen this what it is, but it's just a 1 CP interrupt.
Yeah.
So and you only need to be 3 inches away, and you've got really big bases on your units. So you could just, if you wanted to, and you were afraid of, say, 2 big berserker units piling into your units of bikes or something, you just get one of those bikes 3 inches away from the objective. First wave comes in, fights, don't get to attack again. Bang, 1 CP interrupt, wipe them. It's phenomenal, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, really, really good.
I was actually just thinking that as you were saying it.
So, yeah, Berserkers, Gene Stealers was the other one I was thinking.
Gene Stealers, Berserkers,
Death
Company.
Death Company.
Death Company was the other one I was talking
things
about.
that can pile in and attack a couple of times. You just cut them off, interrupt them, because we were actually doing a little bit of maths before, and we worked out like a unit of 18 Berserkers attacking 3 times will do a shitload of damage to a unit of Custodes, no matter how big it is.
They're blowing a few CPs to do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. But for 1...
But you're stopping that with 1.
Book. Done. Decided. The other one I wanted to talk about was Victor of the Blood Games. And this is, use this stratagem when you set up a character at the start of the game during deployment. And then you can reroll 1 failed hit, 1 failed wound, or 1 failed save roll for this model in each turn.
Yep.
Big.
Adam's been talking this one up.
That's big.
Huge. So you've already got so any character you take has already got a 4-up invulnerable save. No matter what you do, if you take Battle Force, they've got a 4-up invulnerable. It's very easy to get a 3+ invulnerable, just take a Storm Shield if you want to. And also, you essentially got a 3-up rerollable for your first 2 saves. The first time you fail it, you reroll it with this. The second time you fail it, use a command point. Or if you've got your 7 wound toughness 6 blight.
Well, you couldn't do that.
Why not?
You can't reroll a reroll.
No, you're not. The first one you fail, you reroll it. The next time you fail one, you reroll that one too.
Correct.
So you essentially got 2 free rerolls per turn. This is a free CP. You pay 2 CP at the start of the game to get 6 CP throughout the game.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's really nice.
So nice. Yeah.
In each turn, I wonder if that's battle round or player turn. So 1 reroll for my turn, 1 reroll for your turn.
Well, imagine if it is player turn.
Oh, no, you're right. The rulebook does delineate between turn and battle round. And it says turn, so it is both turns.
We're losing it, people! So you can literally make a freaking biker lord that can just walk up to anything. You don't need to be afraid. You don't need to be afraid of anything. You can go to
Custodes have no.
The only thing you need to be afraid of is guys who can turn off your invulnerable save. That's it. If they can't turn off your invul, no fear. Charge this guy into anything.
So just look out for Death Hex and
Null Zone.
Death Hex is still incredibly hard to get off, I think.
What is it?
It really is. And with the depth in all the Thousand Suns spells that are coming up now.
Oh yes.
Death Hex is not an auto include.
No.
Actually, in the list I've written, it's not in there. But that's Thousand Suns and that's next time.
Yeah, well, that will actually be the next codex that we review too, because Rusty, massive Thousand Suns fanboy. Myself, massive Thousand Suns fanboy. Actually, Thousand Suns was the very, very, very first army I did in 3rd edition.
Yeah, wow.
For 40k.
Yeah.
So
So
what
they,
I bring to the table, I'm just a competitive.
When it comes to Thousand Suns, I don't just like them. I've actually got feelings, so it's gonna be good.
That's hard for us to have.
I mean, like, there's the depth in this stratagem toolbox. There's almost like no bottom.
And we haven't even talked about the crazy ones everyone's losing their mind about, like Stooping Dive and things like that.
Stooping Dive is sensational. For those who don't know what Stooping Dive is, it's 3 command points. So straight off the bat, you're spending at least half of your command points.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
You use this stratagem at the end of your opponent's charge phase, right? Choose an Adeptus Custodes biker unit from your army that's within 12 of an enemy unit. You can declare a charge with that unit as if it were your charge phase. If the charge is successful, that unit fights before all other units in the subsequent fight phase, even before charging units. So you interrupt your opponent's charge phase, you charge something of theirs, and you strike before any of their charging units.
It's actually, like, well timed, that is a game winning.
It is. You know what? And on a big biker, golden, flying jet bike star, yes, it is absolutely amazing, but it is situational.
That is also the best you get to fight first stratagem that I've seen so far.
Best worded, yeah.
It doesn't give you the you fight first rule, which means you would alternate with anything else that has a rule. It overrides it.
Overrides it. Unless you're like Slanesh demons who also have the always fight first rule. If they don't have that rule, you go first, even if they charge.
This overrides that.
No, it doesn't. That's the only one that doesn't override. It overrides their
No,
charge.
the Slanesh guys alternate charges.
No, only if they have a similar rule.
Okay.
Yeah. So it actually overrides everything except you having essentially always strikes first.
Mm.
But so my issue with it is that it's actually better to not play it and make your always hold on to 3 CP on your opponent.
Maybe just talk
It's
about
that looming. It's
the looming threat.
Just
Like,
talk about
it. It's the looming threat of doing
to
it.
charge to try and win this game, but if I do, I'm fucking dead.
But the fact of the matter is, there is so many good 1 and 2 command point stratagems to use. You don't need Stooping Dive.
And look, if you're playing your Custodes right, and you have enough CP left, that Stooping Dive's a thing. I don't know, why are you holding on to them for? You've got so many good things to use.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're playing against a stupidly crazy Alpha Strike army, I'm just going to spend those CPs, man. Like, you get so much mileage out of it. And the +1 to wound for Guardian Spears. You +1 to wound.
Well, yeah, it's like having
so many
veterans for
good-
Guardian
so
Spears.
many good things.
Sentinel Storm shooting your Guardian Spears while you're in combat in the opponent's freaking shooting phase. It's like, thanks, mate.
Yeah, shooting characters if you're a sniper. Like
that's
targeting characters. Amazing. And you know what? It's a Terminator
And I
strategy.
believe that's not a
Terminator
Terminator
strategy.
strategy.
It is. It's a
There's
Terminator
also
strategy.
one
and they've got 2 shooting guns.
Yeah,
that do D3 and 2 damage each. So 2 on the spear, D3 on the grenade.
Yeah.
It's a character killer.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
one in here.
Farseers. Farseers gone.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Lieutenants, captains gone.
It's not going to take out a Gilliman or anything, but shit, if you got
all your support characters.
See you later.
Done. See you later.
I think that this is the most. I think Eldar's up there, comparable stratagem wise, but this is the most complete set of stratagems that I've seen.
They're shit hot.
They're actually hot.
They're
the
awesome.
worst bit is that the army is so elite, you're going to feel like you're missing out on a stratagem every game. You're going to be like, I could have spent this one. I've got
That's what I think. That's why I think
this one or this one.
Because you can get so much mileage out of the 1 and 2 command point stratagems, you do want to be building a well-rounded Custodes army that's going to make use of all of them.
Yeah.
So,
or as many as possible
to
get yourself out of situations during the game or to deal damage when your opponent least expects it. So I think that'll bring us onto our synergies part coming up next. Alright guys, we are back to talk about the synergies, but before we do, we need to talk about the amazing relics and warlord traits that are available to the Adeptus Custodes, because they are, like the stratagems, out of this world. They are so valuable.
Yeah, as an army, these guys have got the best support I've seen. I mean, Eldar maybe, but these... When you don't have auto-includes, you know it's good.
Well, okay. Lots of people have been talking about the Auric Aquilus, which is your 3+ invulnerable bike relic.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, when you first flick through the book, and a lot of the discussion on the internet is about shield captains on a bike, because they're amazing.
Yeah.
And the bikers themselves, because they are also amazing. And you've seen with those stratagems, running a big, there's no downside to running a big biker unit at all. That just screams out at people. It does, the 3+ Invon bike. However, there's also some other fantastic relics as well. I'm thinking out loud here.
Yep.
with some synergies in mind, and the ones that really stand out to me are the Auric Shackles. You'd be like, Adam, but why Auric Shackles? They seem pretty dunce. Your opponent subtracts 1 from the attack characteristics of enemy characters while they are within 6 inches of the bearer, to a minimum of 1. In addition, in missions that use victory points, like what, all of them?
Yeah.
If the bearer slays the enemy warlord in the fight phase, you score an additional D3 victory points. That can change the momentum of a game for Custodes.
Absolutely.
In an army that will probably struggle to get around the board, like they've got no board presence, they're elite. Okay, we get it. They will struggle to get to objectives. They need as many D3 victory points as they can get their hands on, because that will really, really, really change the result, whether it's a win, loss, or draw for the Custodes.
And as you might see a bit later, that's very achievable too.
It is, and you'll see in the list that we've got later. I'm taking a shield captain on the bike.
Yep.
But he's not going to be a smash fucker, 3++, beat stick dude. I mean, he's a boss, but he's going to hunt characters. And the reason he's going to hunt enemy characters is because the rest of the army will benefit from him hunting characters, because I'll be destroying the enemy's synergy character by character. And that's where the rest of my army will benefit, right? Because if I feel like if I don't, I've got this awesome unkillable jet bike character and he's going to rape face, but the rest of my army's going to still die.
Yeah.
I still want to win the mission. Do you know what I mean? Another great one is the Castellan's Mark. If the bear is on the battlefield at the beginning of the game, but before the first turn, you can remove them and up to 1 friendly Adeptus Custodes unit within 6 inches of them from the battlefield and set them up again following the mission rules. You have to set them up in battlefield. You can't put them into deep strike.
Bait and switch.
That is so under the radar. That is the biggest bait and switch that I know in 8th edition.
Well, yeah. So everyone keeps talking about taking this max unit of bikes, and of course, as soon as you put that max unit of bikes down, because you've got such a low drop army, everyone's going to be like, "Fuck that," and they're going to deploy it on the exact as far away as they can from that bike unit.
Yeah.
And then you just go, move it. Nah, it's back right in front again, 24 inches away.
That's exactly right. In an army that has minimal drops, okay, your opponent's going to know where you put everything down first.
Yeah.
The ability to do that after you've seen your opponent put down their units, and if there's something really detrimental to you, like, I don't know, a Baneblade. I'm just thinking out loud. If there's a Baneblade on the other side of the board, and you're like, oh crap, I'm in the opposite corner, I don't know, I'll just switch my deployment over here with my big jet bikes and my warlord, and they've got a moving reroll bubble with them, and that Baneblade's dead turn.
And look, these guys have the same stratagem to buy an extra relic like everyone else does. And so you could buy your special 3++ bike, or you could buy your shackle for negative, attacks and stuff. And then if you see your opponent has this huge, fire base, and you're really worried about where they're going to put it, because you're playing short table edges, and they can put it literally 40 inches away. You can wait, play 1 CP, get that relic, and just play that relic straight away. And that gives you a massive big bit of flexibility that your army kind of lacks.
Yep. So I'd encourage people to sort of think outside the box when it comes to the Relics of Terror, because there's some gems in there and it's not always the obvious one. And it goes for some other codexes as well. Maybe that's just how I like to play the game. The Warlord traits, pretty fucking boss. I mean, so they should be. Adeptus Custodes Warlords are the best in the galaxy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just shy of a Primarch, so...
Well, that's exactly right. Well, yeah. Ones I like that stand out to me is the Radiant Mantle. Your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls that target your Warlord. Russ, anything take your fancy?
Look, it's between that and Superior Creation, which is just a 5-up, feel no pain Ignore a wound.
And that's it. You can build that beat stick character, unkillable Biker Lord, if you wanted to.
If you're going to go down the route of an unkillable Lord, that's your choice right there.
Well,
You go Magnus hunting.
So you take your Black Lord, you take your 3++ invuln, you take your 5 up feel no pain, then you take your reroll, 1 hit wound, or a saving roll for 2 CP.
He's stealing attacks away from Magnus. He's swinging away, hitting nothing. He's smacking into a 3-up invuln, and anything that goes through, you get a 5-up.
Yeah.
And then you kill him.
One thing that is terrifying.
Yeah.
One thing they do like is psychic defense. I mean, they've got the 6+ feel no pain against mortal wounds in the psychic phase. However, you can give your warlord a trait called Impregnable Mind, which allows him to deny the witch. And when he does, he can do so only once a turn, but you do get to add 1 to that result.
Yeah, that's respectable.
It's cool. You can stop that Doom if you really try.
Yeah,
or I don't know if you can stop Doom because Fast Years are fucking great.
Damn
that.
I honestly don't know how useful it is, but if you're going up against Guard and he's sitting there putting -1 hits on his Bane Blades or whatever, you can go no. That's one of the times. But if you're coming up against Grey Knights, they're going to go cast. You've got to sit there and wait. Meanwhile, he's gone smite. It's good, but the good thing about it is you get to choose every game. You're not stuck with it.
Yeah,
That's true.
so one thing I want to mention is how we touched on the Alaris Custodians before, the Terminators being such a good core to sort of build your army around. For Custodes, I mean, yeah, they're elites and you can take them in a vanguard. I honestly think that the more command points you have, the better. So I'd really look at a battalion.
Yeah.
Even a battalion plus something else.
Battalion, and most likely, I think you're going to see Outriders.
Yeah, people want to min-max the bikes out.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
do.
yeah. Just to give you a rundown, on their profile, they've got 2 shooting weapons, which is fantastic.
Yep.
They can target characters with a stratagem, fantastic. They can shoot amazing concussion grenades for a stratagem, amazing. I think that, honestly, people are saying bikes are an auto-include into every list, but I think in order to make your army work, you need Custodian Terminators.
Not going to lie, all of us here, we started off going bikes and then slowly crept towards Terminators as we read the book more.
There's one thing, we did touch on with the stratagems, and that's a stratagem to get your Terminators and divide them into single model units.
Yes.
So, for those of you...
Another toolbox for the Terminators.
Yeah.
I don't think people are quite realising how insane this is. So you get a unit of, even say 5 Terminators, and you split them into 5 single model units. Now, previously, before the beta rules came out, that was not a big deal. You could just circumnavigate that quite easily. Now with the beta rules coming out, if you put 3 or 4 characters behind that unit of 5 guys, they have to waste probably an over-investment of points to kill each one of those dudes before they get to that character. You essentially get back what we had before the beta rules.
Can you imagine how powerful that is late game?
Oh, dude. I'm a cheesy shit, and I was running Bane Blades for quite a while. If I have to shoot a Bane Blade at 5 individual guys,
plural.
I bet you I don't kill all 5 with 1 Bane Blade. I guarantee you I don't kill all 5 with 1 Bane Blade. And if they were using a unit of 5, that Bane Blade would wreck him. He would probably take out all 5. But if 5 individual ones, if my Bane Blade cannon, my 3d6 Bane Blade cannon, has to shoot at 1 Custode, what a waste of points. I think it's a phenomenal play. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. They're so much more valuable to the army as a whole than the bikes. The bikes kick the living shit out of things, but that's what they do.
It's like a sledgehammer and a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah,
that's right. They're just going to knock your head off, but they're going to
a Swiss Army hammer.
A Swiss Army hammer.
That's what they're like.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the next point on running the Vexillus Praetor in Terminator armor. I think the Terminator armor one is just so much better than the regular one because he's got the deep strike. He's got the deep strike. He's got the grenade launcher. If you need to use stratagems, you could do that as well. And look, there's 3 different types of banners that you can run with him. One for a soup, Imperial Soup, which is being spoken about on the internet quite a lot, and don't get me wrong, it'll be extremely powerful in soup.
I'm going to mention it later, so
it'll be extremely.
It's not going to be as easy to use as I think some people think just because your unit that you want to put it on has to be wholly within 6.
Yeah,
You can't
model.
It's wholly
It's wholly
within
within 6. So your guard conscript line, it's not happening.
It's like the adamantic purveyors
Yeah, for the
on the radio.
for this fella.
Yeah, onto him. The one I like is the cheaper one, which is the Magnifica. Your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls in the shooting phase for attacks that target Adeptus Custodes units within 6 inches of friendly Vexillus Praetors.
Man, now combine that with the Warlord tray, Golden Lights, and see what you get.
With the minor hit, -2 to hit wall.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with, you know.
And that's kind of what you want if he's out in front leading the charge.
That's
you know,
right,
if he's the one front and center dictating the charges and where he wants to go and calling out fights.
And with,
I think this is something that's really important for elite armies that none of the other ones have. If you take a look at Grey Knights, no -1 to hits, they're just taking a full brunt of whatever you got to give them.
Yeah.
These fellas, you can manipulate their dice, and that's always helpful.
Yeah.
so
And then, of course, as you guys might be aware, you can plant the banner and all that sort of
6-inch radius,
deliciousness.
radius, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that lets you, if you wanted to have an Alpha Strike or a Beta Strike army, you can have a couple of units of you know, have a unit of bikes with the the Deep Strike stratagem, maybe a unit or 2 of Terminators and a Vexilla and Deep Strike, and then you drop them down, you've got this little bubble of -1 to hit, right in the middle of the board,
Yeah.
and you have to take
I mean, imagine the scenario of, okay, I've got my Vexilla here, my Alaris Custodians are in Deep Strike Reserve because they've got From with Golden Light as standard, you don't need to pay a command point for it. You Deep Strike them down, pop the stratagem to split them all up and then do 4 separate charges.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they don't have to keep coherency.
Well, see, that's the other crazy thing about that I didn't mention. You drop down a unit of 5, about that splitting up stratagem, you drop that unit down to 5 Custodes, and you have 1 chance to make that 9-inch charge. You
Now
split
you've
them
got
up, you've got 5
5
chances to make that 9-inch charge. You're going to get 2, you're going to get 3 if you use a command point, give or take.
Yeah.
And you know what? Most of the time, charging 5 Terminators into 1 unit is overkill anyway. You only need 3.
Well, I mean, not just that. When they're attacking back, they have to decide who's hitting what.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Shit's gonna get wasted.
And it gives you more. It gives your opponent more chances to fuck it up, to make mistakes.
Yeah. They're just gonna waste
to be
theirs.
exposed. Yeah.
On to another brief point. I want to say that the troops, the Custodian Guard, absolutely have a place in the army. They've got stratagems to pull from as well.
Yeah.
And Guardian Spears, fucking awesome.
I think Guardian Spears are the way to go, 100%.
They are fucking awesome.
I think people are going to be tempted to take a Storm Shield in each squad.
I don't think much is to be said for the Wardens, which are the absolutely amazing, cool-looking ones.
I'll give them
because they get outshined in the elite slot by the Terminators.
Yeah, I think the Wardens get the Potato Award for this codex.
Yeah, they just don't have
Most magnificent. I think the Wardens are my favourite models.
Yeah.
In the codex, but I don't know. They just don't feel like they kind of fit.
I just don't see what they offer that the Custodian Guard don't do, and the Terminators don't.
Well,
do.
I think it's an elite slot, so you gotta make that argument. What would I rather take?
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna battalion, you by default you take the Custodian Guard, and they make the other guys redundant.
Yeah.
I think you're getting the same amount of attacks and an extra wound.
1 more attack and 1 more.
No, than the Terminators.
Okay, no, it's the same amount.
So extra wound, and so for the Terminators you get the same amount of attacks and 1 more wound.
Yeah.
And more guns.
And more guns and more stratagems.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing you want, right? With the Custodes, you want that ability to shoot more and to deal more damage.
Absolutely.
Because they're so elite, they struggle with that already.
Like if you were to take out the bikes from the equation, their shooting is quite negligible. It's not really much to be scared of. They don't have the mass body of fire to take down horde units, which is why the Terminators actually become quite good because they've got that dual profiles, or the two shooting ones.
Honestly, I don't think much can be said for the Contemptor Dreadnought anymore.
If you'd had
sadly.
If you'd had the Relic Forge World Contemptor options with the taking 2 shooting weapons and a carapace mounted weapon, or two melee weapons, it would get infinitely better.
And Games Workshop have said they will do Forge World units for 40k.
Yep.
For the Custodes.
Fantastic.
So you will see Galatas Contemptors. The big boy as well, the Hulk Buster.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
Heavy Telemann Dreadnought.
That's
which is fucking unreal. And a couple of the Palace Guard tanks, the Grav tanks and whatever, which are probably going to be way better than the Venerable Land Raiders.
You'd want to have a feeling that the vehicles will be crossing over. It seems to be the pattern.
Yeah, and most likely will. And they'll definitely outshine a Land Raider, I guarantee you.
I don't see a place for a Land Raider other than to waste points.
You're much better off just investing in deep striking units and investing in from Golden Light than you are from a Land Raider. Unfortunately, Land Raider's not actually that hard to deal with anymore, and unfortunately, it's something that can be charged by like a nurgling. And
honestly, for the points you spend on a Venerable Land Raider, you can get so many more Custodes than OBSEC, so they have the ability to win you the mission. They're more flexible on the tabletop, and they can play in every phase of the game.
Yeah. The other thing is...
and use stratagem, sorry.
Yeah, the other thing is we don't really have a screen for our vehicles with this army, right? So things that are going to be deep striking and charging are most likely taking your Land Raider out of the game turn one just by being in combat. You don't even have to kill it.
Yeah, and you got a 340 point unit. That's
I think it's about 400 points.
For the Venerable?
I think so.
Well, so our regular Godhammer's around 340. 330, 340. If that is 60 points more than a regular one, that is an untakeable position.
And especially just in our little in-group meta, where rhinos are unbelievable, you can have a rhino destroying the use of a Land Raider all game.
Yeah. 70
every
points,
day.
Take away 350 odd points.
72 points.
Yeah, that's
crazy. Alright boys, should we talk about some lists?
Lists, people, lists. Down to the nitty gritty. I've come up with a list that I actually wouldn't mind running, because I think it's a given that I'm going to do Custodes.
I think we've all accepted it.
I've just wanted to do them for so long, and this is just the perfect opportunity now. So I'm running a simple battalion, so 6 command points in total. I've got a shield captain with the spear and Misericordia. Just to touch on the Misericordia, it's an extra attack in combat. It's basically a shitty power sword. But it gives you the extra attack, so great for clearing out hordes and stuff. It's 4 points for an extra attack, for the option, the extra attack, if I'm fighting guardsmen or something, so why not? The second HQ is the shield captain on bike. He's got the Castellan's mark, so the ability to redeploy.
Yep.
And he's got the -1 to hit warlord trait. For my troops, I'm running 6 Custodian Guard with spears, 3 Custodian Guard, 3 Custodian Guard. My elites are 5 of the Terminators, all with axes and Misericordia. I'm running a Terminator Vexilla as well, with the -1 to hit banner. And in my fast attack, 5 jet bikes with 2 salvo launchers. And they've all got Misericordia as well. Nice. And that's 1999 points.
So that's one thing Goals and I had to chat about, is I thought the Misericordia is pretty fucking important. It's an extra attack on so few models.
Yeah. So
even though it's less effective.
Let's say you're fighting a horde.
Yeah.
Right? And you've got 5 guys that are charged in, that's an extra 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll make
with the compounding effect that morale has in the game, if you need to clear those shitty screen units or whatever, Misericordia is great.
So the only way I would say that you could offset that is if let's say if you take all those Misericordia off your entire army, does that buy you another biker to the Terminator?
Well, they're 4 points each.
If it doesn't,
they're 4 points each. So it's probably about 30 points in that list, which doesn't buy me a Custodian.
That's what you got to weigh up either way.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think that's a good all round list.
I initially had a big blob of jet bikes, then discovered how good the Terminators were, dropped a couple of jet bikes, added more Custodian Guard. I think that unit of 6 will start to become invaluable because their shooting will actually start to seem dangerous. Yeah. Especially with shooting in the opponent's turn, out of combat and all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? So that's why I kind of went to having a larger squad of Custodians in there, and then beefed up the Terminators from a 3-man to a 5-man as well, just to get the most out of them, because holy crap,
So in this list, this is where you're talking about having that shield captain that can hunt down other characters.
That's what my shield captain's gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's actually going to take a lot of heat off the rest of the army as well. So if you
That's
want
exactly right.
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
gonna take
and you know what? If he dies, who gives a fuck? I'll shoulder the mantle and put it on my shield captain on foot with a spear, who's buffing all my troops on the ground.
So you are going to have to think a bit before game what you're going to spend your command points on and how you're going to save them.
One thing about Custodes armies, I reckon, is you should have your stratagems mapped out during the list building phase. You need to have them.
Yeah,
at least have some sort of idea.
Well, you should have about 4 or 5 that you're probably going to use every game. One, if you've got a unit of 6 Custodian Guard, you're probably going to use that +1 to wound on the Guardian Spears one. You're probably going to use from Golden Light They Come, maybe on one unit, maybe on that 6-man unit if you want to get it on the board quicker.
See, that's where I think an all-rounded Custodes list benefits the most from the stratagems. I know it sounds cliche, and yes, you could say the same thing about the Space Marine book, but the Space Marine book's like a shit version of this.
It's almost like it's 10 years old already, the Space Marine book. We've had so
you know what I mean? It's
stuff
like, okay, here's a stratagem for biker scouts, or what else is redundant? Land speeders, but you also need a whirlwind. You know what I mean? Like, these are powerful stratagems that work with powerful units. Unlike underwhelming stratagems working with underwhelming units in the Space Marine book.
Yeah, that book was hard. It was hard to see when we started to use it, and we were using, I think, Ultramarines at one of our other players' house, and he goes, "All right, let me use some stratagems." Don't worry about it, and we just kept going.
Because his army wasn't built to use the stratagems, right? Whereas with this book, because the stratagems are so good, and they make your guys so much more efficient than what they are already, it's a no-brainer to build your army around stratagems in this.
It's only one stratagem that they don't have that I wish they had.
What's that?
I wish they were able to advance and charge.
Yeah.
That would make the bikes broke as fuck.
Well, yeah.
It would make
they could just say it's on infantry.
Exactly. They make the infantry a lot better, because if you have to foot slog those 3 units of Custodian Guard, chances are they're not seeing any action until turn 4. Which is fine if you want to, because what they'll do, they'll make a big golden screen and just walk up, just applying pressure, bottling your opponents up. Because the chances of somebody being able to break through that line to get into your backfield is pretty non-existent. Now, where it gets a bit awkward is if you're playing an Eternal War or a Maelstrom mission and you've got to leave a 200-point unit of Custodian Guard in your back lines on an objective. It's not doing anything for you.
I don't think I would do it. I would sacrifice that and move my Custodian to their side of the board.
Fair enough.
It's a long way to go.
It's a long way.
For a unit that moves 6, it's a long way to go. But then that's where you can think and say, okay, I've got X amount of units in Terminator armor. They've already got Deep Strike. What else can I put into Deep Strike to help me get across the board?
And if the worst comes to worst, and you've got to leave those 2 3-mans back on objectives, and you get a 6-man.
3-mans can hold their own. There's still 12 wounds between.
You've got a unit of bikes. You've got a unit
9 wounds between.
2 characters pushing in their face. That's already like 70 points. That's enough.
Look, being T5, they're not going to be easy to kill. Straight up. With the 2-up save, they're not going to be easy.
Absolutely. Adam, you play a lot of Imperial Guard, as we all know.
Yes.
How would Custodes fare in Imperial Guard army or Imperial suit for that matter?
So I was talking to the guys about this before, and I think if you want to get the maximum bang for your buck, I would be taking about a 600-point brigade of Imperial Guard.
600-point brigade? You bastard.
So running that down, that's 3 company commanders, bare bones. That's 6 infantry squads, bare bones. That's 3 scout sentinels, bare bones. That is 3 platoon commanders for your least choices. Like I said, 3 scout sentinels for your fast attack, and then 3 mortar heavy weapons teams. And you get that for the low price of under 700 points. Now, and then if you wanted to plug another gap in this army, you take a Inquisition soup detachment, patrol detachment. You take Inquisitor Greyfax, and you take another infantry squad, and then you take a Collectus Assassin. The Collectus Assassin gets rid of your big fear of massed mortal wounds, or people like Eldar putting doom and guide and hexing you, or taking away saves and things like that. Plugs that gap for you, and also then on top of that adds another deep strike unit to your deep striking alpha strike, and then Greyfax, she denies on +1, 2 powers denies on +1. So you're getting a 3-point swing 1 from -2 from the Colexis, plus 1 from Greyfax. There's a 2-point swing in that. If you didn't want to use Greyfax, you could use a Grey Knight, Grand Master. You could use any old librarian with a Psychic Hood. They also get the +1. But give them a jump pack as another deep striking unit. And then all of a sudden you'll go from starting at hopefully maybe having 6 command points, you're starting at 12 command points. And then adding in whatever your custodes are. So,
and yeah, to have that arsenal of command points there.
So how many points?
But look, you do miss out. You do miss out on the Battleforge bonuses though. And
you wouldn't.
No, you don't.
You wouldn't. You're not swooping up any detachments except for the.
Oh, there you go.
You've got 3
separate detachments.
You're laughing then.
And then you have one. Then you got. So if you were to do it like that, you could probably get about 800 points. And you got 1200 points of Custodes. If you wanted to min max the shit out of it, you could get that. You could just not take the patrol detachment, just take the brigade, and then you have 1350, 1400 points of Custodes to play with. And that's enough to fill out to beef out a battalion. Or if you only take that brigade, you could take.
Will that get you an outrider detachment with 9 bikes and a bike?
It will.
That's
guaranteed.
what I've seen happen.
900 points.
You can take 2 Black Lords and 9 bikes. But what I'd rather do with that is you take a Vanguard and an Outrider, min max in both. 3 into Terminators and a Lord. 3 into bikes and a Lord. I'm not sure if that's going to fit. I'm not quite sure if that's going to fit. It might be too much. But that would be what I would envision you could do with that.
I do imagine seeing Custodes bikes all over the shop at tournaments.
Yeah.
Every Imperial Army's going to have
one. Well, and that's the thing. People really need to start figuring out how to deal with all these Custodes bikes.
Oh yes.
Sorry, Russ. Is that the
because they will come.
Check that in, mate. I got a fix for us, I think. Bear with. You guys keep going.
Yeah, you will. Players out there will have to start dealing with these bikes because people will run them.
Well, you're going to be seeing either Supreme Command.
It's like an Imperial version of Dark Reapers.
Oh yes. You're going to be seeing Supreme Command detachments of just these shield captains on bikes or Outrider detachments. It's not going to be.
I've got it, boys.
We have a solve for something.
Outrider detachment has 2 elite choices in it.
There you go.
3 into bikes.
Oh, you love it.
1 beef commander. There's your Custodes. That is.
Thank you, mother, for the rabbits.
Terrifying. And guess what? 13 command points in that army with the brigade. 13.
Yep.
That is
disgusting.
That is going to make some sphincters. Yeah.
Tighten up.
13 command points, and you've got a lot of excellent 3-pointers in here. So.
On top of that, you take the guard rally to get command points back on a 5+, and you take the guard warlord trait to get command points back on a 5+. If you want to, you can take one or the other.
Can you not give these guys bad ideas?
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
All right. So, gents, to wrap it up, on the whole, how do you rate this book in terms of what it is? All right, on face value, and how it actually slots in to where codexes lie right now in terms of overall usability and strength.
Alright, so just in the grand scheme of things, I rate Inari Eldar at the top as the supreme schmegma that is out there. And right now Space Marines and Grey Knights probably at the bottom. And this sits right in the upper middle. By itself.
Upper mid for you.
Upper mid, yeah.
Upper mid. It'd be interesting to see. I kind of feel like they're floating around the mid, only because how low their model count is. I want to play some games. I honestly do. I want to see them being played, and I would like to see for myself how good they are at playing the mission. And scoring victory points.
By the way, if you're wondering what that voice is, we've got another guy just sitting off the side.
We've got the Wrangler off to the side who is dead keen for a bat rap. So we're going to get him in very, very soon for you guys to watch.
I need to be here.
He needs to be here. So, Adam, what do you think?
I think dead middle. So
dead middle.
Right now.
So I'm optimistic, apparently.
Yeah. So right now, only because there's a standalone. Naturally, if you soup it up, it could be anything really.
It could be heinous.
Absolutely heinous. And what I think it is if you soup it up, it is a great spoiler list for so many of the top armies at the moment.
Yeah.
Magnus and Mortarion, they will fear this shit. They will fear this shit to death.
Trust me, I do.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, just on a tangent, Magnus and Mortarion are slowly slipping off that pedestal.
And so is Gilliman and the gun lines.
Yeah.
Well, like I've said to these guys, I've written up. We've got a tournament coming up in the middle of the year, Terracon.
Yep.
And Magnus doesn't make my list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both declining quite rapidly.
Easy to kill.
Yeah. So I'm sitting this probably between Blood Angels and Dark Angels. So I think Dark Angels on the lower, Blood Angels on the top. So Blood Angels are a better Alpha Strike army than them. And the only reason, actually they're probably on par Alpha Strike wise. I'd put Blood Angels better because they've got more model count, more board control, which is where these guys are going to fall down. The only reason I don't put these guys higher, because they are as killy as anything and their strategies are as good as anyone's. The problem is they're not going to be able to play and score as much in missions, especially in progressive. If you play a full Custodes army, chances are you've only got about 6, 7, 8 units, whereas your opponent can have 14, 15, 16. They're going to be able to
particularly Maelstrom.
Yeah, exactly, Maelstrom. They're going to be so many more places that you aren't. And so you're going to need to do your scoring late in the game. Yeah? So you have to plan to come down and start cleaning house turn 3, turn 4.
Kill points are where these guys are going to shine.
Kill points, 100%.
They're going to shine.
Yeah, objective grabbing throughout the game, not so much. Because you have so few units, you have to be pushing and taking units away from your opponent rather than holding yourself.
I think there'll be a great X Factor army.
Yeah.
For some, for both sides of the coin as well. X Factor because they've got amazing rules, amazing stratagems, and I could tell now just from reading the book there'll be so much fun for me to play, and for other people to play. If you like a thinking challenge while you play your own army, I recommend it. I recommend the Custodes.
I recommend them as well.
Personally, that's what I like to get out of my games. I don't like to run a point and click sort of thing. But on the other side of the coin, if people don't know how to deal with Custodes or build their army to at least deal with some aspects of them, they're going to struggle, and it'll be an X factor. It'll be an X factor list against them as well.
Just sort of an analogy for what Custodes are. They are Primaris Space Marines.
Don't say that.
With a good set of stratagems. Because what they are, they have very, very limited unit choices, yeah? But each one of their units has so much depth to it. There's so much depth to it. There's so much you can do with each unit. Unfortunately, with Primaris Marines, you get unit of intercessors. Because fuck.
The names are better too. I mean, there's
fuck no. Inceptors.
It's not a can sesh. We can Primaris in our own time. Gentlemen, thank you very much for that review. I hope you guys out there liked it as well. And make sure to like and subscribe. Now, we do have a bat rep, a brand new bat rep, and the Thousand Suns Codex review coming up for you guys in the next couple of weeks as well. So we're going to do our best to try and get out some more content to you guys. And keep listening to Gaming Against the Grain as well with Adam. That's his little side podcast that we also share on our channel too, and it's quite insightful for those people who possibly like to play a bit more competitive and like to see that sort of different perspective into the game. And
someone sent me in a Custodes list. I'd like to break it down.
What's the email?
gamingagainstthegrain1@gmail.com. List reviews, questions about 40k, about the meta, about tournament gaming. Send them on through, guys. I'd love to have them.
Alright, and that wraps stuff up from us. So thanks very much, gentlemen, and see you guys later.
Catch us later.